Court orders remand of 9 Yelwata attack suspects in Kuje Correctional Center. Millions lost as fire guts Kano commodity market. Onitsha market traders comply with Soludo's directive, reopen shops. Away from Nigeria, Guinea-Bissau junta releases opposition leader, vows inclusive government. Hello, good evening and welcome to News Update on Trust TV. I am Dorcas Yakubzala. Justice Joyce Abdul Malik of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has ordered that the 9 suspects arrested over the killings in Yelwata, Benue State be remanded at Kuje Correctional Center pending trial. The federal government arraigned the suspects on Monday. Leading the prosecution for the arraignment of 9 suspects was the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi SAN. The suspects were arraigned on a 57-count charge. They pleaded not guilty when the counts were read to them through an interpreter. The AGF asked for an accelerated trial, and the defendants were remanded at a correctional center pending the commencement of the trial. Counsel for the first 8 and 9th defendants asked for an oral application for bail. The AGF said 8 witnesses were ready to testify at the trial. The case was adjourned to February 26th and 27th for trial. Now, a fire incident occurred early Monday morning at Mazaf House in the famous Single Market along Bello Road in Kano. The blaze broke out around 3:30 a.m., destroying shops and goods worth billions of naira. Fire service officials were at the scene to put out the flames, while traders could be seen rushing to safeguard their goods. The chairman of the Single Market Development Association, Junaid Mohammed, described the situation as terrible, saying traders have suffered massive losses, though the exact value is yet to be determined. Authorities say investigations are underway to determine the cause of the fire.
Actually, we sat on the gas, so we just wake up this early in the morning around 3:30, and we have heard that the fire got this part of our market, and this fire incident, it is a terrible one actually, and if you can look at it, there is a lot of damage and of property and even the stocks in the area, the goods in the area. So we lose a lot actually. We lose a lot. So for now, we cannot ascertain the exact value of the loss, but it is a matter of billions of naira actually.
Now, a commercial bus has caught fire on the 3rd mainland bridge near the Unilag waterfront inward Iyana Owerri, causing heavy traffic congestion on the route. A Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, confirmed the incident in a post on its official X handle on Monday. According to the agency, the fire has significantly disrupted vehicular movement, with traffic building up as far back as the Adekunle axis. LASMA advised motorists approaching the area to exercise patience while traffic officials work to manage the situation. As at the time of filing this report, emergency responders were on ground to extinguish the fire and restore normal traffic flow. The cause of the fire is yet to be determined. Now, traders at the Onitsha main market have resumed business after a 1-week shutdown following directives from Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo. The reopening comes amid heightened security measures and warnings against compliance with the indigenous people of Biafra sit-at-home orders. The market was previously ordered closed by Soludo after reports suggested that some traders were following a Monday sit-at-home call issued by IPOB. The governor had warned that failure to reopen could lead to further closures. A visit to the market revealed that many traders were back as early as 8:45 a.m., setting up wares from Egerton to Ose Foodstuff Market and the Young Park, a major entrance to the main market. Observers noted that areas including Emeka Ofo Plaza, Sokoto Road, Lagos Line and Marine were active, with customers beginning to patronize shops. FCT Police Command has urged the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC to postpone their planned protests in the nation's capital, citing security concerns. The FCT chapters of the NLC and TUC had scheduled a peaceful solidarity protest for Tuesday in support of the Joint Union Action Committee (JUAC). The unions announced the protest in a joint statement signed by the General Secretary of the NLC, Benson Upa, and the Secretary General of the TUC, Nuhu Toro, in Abuja. The planned solidarity protest is in support of the ongoing strike by workers of the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, under the leadership of JUAC over unpaid salaries and other entitlements. The industrial action has pitched FCT workers against the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, as they seek to draw government attention to their demands. However, in a statement issued on Monday, the Police Public Relations Officer of the FCT Command, SP Josephine Ade, said intelligence reports indicate plans by the proscribed Islamic movement of Nigeria and other non-state actors to infiltrate and hijack the protests, posing a threat to public peace and security. She therefore appealed to the protest organizers to consider rescheduling the demonstration in the interest of public safety. Now, Justice Emmanuel Subilim of the National Industrial Court has issued an interim order restraining the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC, the Trade Union Congress TUC, and 3 others from embarking on any form of industrial action or protest. Ruling on an ex parte application filed by the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, and the FCT administration, Justice Subilim granted an interim order restraining the 1st to 5th respondents and their privies or agents from embarking on strike, pending the hearing of the motion on notice. He also ordered the 5th to 9th defendants, who are security agencies, to ensure no breakdown of law and order. The ex parte motion, which was filed by counsel to Wike and the FCTA, Ogu Onoja, submitted that the chairman of the FCT Council had sent a message of mobilization to members and affiliated unions for a mass protest scheduled for 3rd February. This move, he noted, is in violation of the orders of the court. This is News Update on Trust TV, coming up after the break. Katsina poultry farmers raise alarm over proposed Turkish agro project. This and many more when we return. Do stay with us. Now, moving on to more stories, poultry farmers in Katsina State say they are increasingly worried about their future, their livelihoods, and the fate of an industry many of them have built from scratch. Their worry stems from the state government's proposed partnership with Turkish investors to establish a hatchery, egg production and poultry feed factory in Katsina, warning that the project could force local producers out of business. These concerns formed part of the resolutions reached at the 2nd annual general meeting of the Katsina State chapter of the Poultry Farmers Association held on Sunday. Trust TV's Abdullahi Yamadi completes the report.
For these poultry farmers, this is more than just government policy. They say it is a matter of survival. They explained that the industry is already struggling under rising production costs, unstable markets, and harsh economic realities. Many of them argue that the decision to bring in foreign investors was taken without proper consultation with those whose lives depend on poultry farming. According to the association, dozens of farmers, some with decades of experience, have already been forced to shut down their businesses, leading to job losses, reduced income, and growing uncertainty for many families. The farmers fear that the proposed Turkish agro industry could flood the market, dominate production, and weaken a sector that currently supports over 1 million people across the poultry value chain in Katsina State.
If the state chapters can be functional, are more proactive in whatever they're doing, a lot of things will change the way they want it. Nobody will come to your Katsina State and force you on how to do certain things. But when you work as a group, with the leadership in Katsina, I think whatever the farmers need, they will get it. And with cooperation with the national, every other thing will have a way out. This issue of prices of feed is not something that we need to bother ourselves on. It's private driven.
Besides that, we have several programs that will help our farmers, like this poultry summit, and then we are discussing with input suppliers to have at least each and every company will have a seminar at each year so that they can help our farmers on how to develop their farming and how to get a lot of profit in them.
While acknowledging the government's commitments to economic development, the farmers insist that what they need most is support, not competition. They are calling for policies that will make it easier to operate, access affordable input, and secure reliable markets. They also want the state government to establish a dedicated poultry market to help local producers grow, compete fairly, and remain relevant.
With regard to the new company coming to open business in Katsina, as far as we are concerned, we will try our best to make sure that all we're supposed to do to make sure that our members benefited from their services. We will do it, especially with the recent change in the weather. As we all know, previously during the December, January, and March, you will find the northern part of Nigeria, our temperature is a bit cold compared to what we are experiencing now. So with that regard, we will make sure that we use that opportunity to I feel to the incoming company to import the variety of chicks that will do well in our environment.
The farmers also reflected emotionally on a time when government stood firmly with them during the bird flu outbreak. They recalled the interventions of late Umar Musa Radwa and Ibrahim Shoshima, describing their actions as lifelines that helped prevent the industry from collapsing. The meeting ended on a solemn note with the presentation of a posthumous award to late former President Umar Musa Radwa in recognition of his lasting contributions to the poultry sector during his tenure as governor of Katsina State. For the farmers, the message is clear: protect the local poultry industry today or risk losing it forever. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now in business, a total sum of 1.969 trillion naira, being the December 2025 Federation accounts revenue, has been shared to the federal government, states, and the local government councils. A revenue was shared at the January 2026 Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting held in Abuja. This was disclosed in a statement by the Director of Press and Public Relations in the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, on Monday. Mokwa said the December allocation comprised statutory revenue of 1.084 trillion naira, distributable value-added tax revenue of 846.507 billion naira, and electronic money transfer levy revenue of 38.110 billion naira. Mokwa noted that gross revenue available in December was 2.585 trillion naira. He said of the 1.084 trillion naira distributable statutory revenue, the federal government received 520.807 billion naira and the state governments received 264.160 billion naira. Local government councils received 203.656 billion naira, while the sum of 96.083 billion naira, which is 13% of mineral revenue, was shared to the benefiting states as derivation revenue. Now, away from Nigeria, the junta that seized power in Guinea-Bissau in a coup in November has vowed to bring the Revolutionary African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde PAIGC party into government and has released its leader, former Prime Minister Domingos Simões Pereira, though he remains under house arrest. The moves are in an apparent attempt to appease the West African Regional Bloc, ECOWAS, which has suspended Guinea-Bissau and demanded a quick transition to civilian rule. Army officers in Guinea-Bissau, branding themselves as the military high command, toppled President Umaru Sissoco Embalo on November 26th and installed Major General Horta Intaa as interim president the following day. The coup, the ninth in West and Central Africa in 5 years, disrupted presidential and legislative elections. In a letter addressed to ECOWAS and distributed to journalists over the weekend, Intaa announced plans to form an inclusive transitional government that will allocate 3 ministerial portfolios to the PAIGC, or the African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde. And now in sports, Anite Uko has left Nigeria National League NNL side Oka United. He is reported to be nearing a move abroad. Uko announced his departure in a farewell message on the club's social media. The experienced midfielder, expressed his desire to see the Promise Keepers secure promotion to the Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) next season. Oka United currently top the NNL Conference B table with 19 points from 9 matches. They will be up against Rovers FC in their opening fixture of the second stanza later this month. And that's a wrap on news updates. Do not forget to follow us across all social media platforms for more programs, news and documentaries. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. Thank you for watching.